So, here I am. I'm back to film a video, finally. I've been meaning to film about 4 or 5 videos over the past few weeks and I just haven't had the time. Having a baby means that you have no time anymore, and I was under the impression that having a baby meant that I would have so much free time. I was like, oh yeah, he'll sleep, I'll film a video, he'll do this, I'll edit, I'll do this, I'll do that. Nope, not a chance. I'm struggling to find the time to do anything. I'm sure it will get easier. Fingers crossed it does, because otherwise I'm gonna get nothing done ever again. Anyway, without further ado, this video is going to be a must-haves video of things that I recommend you bring to hospital with you for when you are having a baby. And the things for during labour and for after labour when you're in the hospital still. If I was to have another baby in the future, these things I would definitely be putting in my hospital bag. And yeah, if you have any other suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Let me know what things I've missed out on. The first thing on my list is coconut water. Now I know what you're thinking. Of all the things to pack, coconut water is not my #1 priority, and I understand it is a bit random. The reason I suggested with coconut water is that it is very good at rehydrating you when you are dehydrated, which you will most likely become in labour if you don't drink enough water. And also I don't know the science behind it, you can do your research on it, but from what I gather it's a bit better for you at hydrating you than water is. I think it's got, well, it has obviously got nutrients in it that water doesn't have, which is obviously good for you when you're in labour because you don't want to eat much. So yes, coconut water is a recommendation of mine. We brought them in miniature, like the mini cartons of it, so it's just easy to have, not like a giant 1 litre thing hanging around, just the miniature ones. Also, I think people may recommend Lucozade. I think since the sugar tax has come in, I don't think Lucozade is as good as it used to be. Obviously Lucozade has more chemicals and stuff in it, and although I know it rehydrates you, it's not as natural as coconut water is. The second thing on my list is Tenor Lady underpants. Woohoo! Kinky talk. I also brought with me extra large underpants because you're told, obviously, if you didn't know, after you have a baby, your body, obviously your uterus, starts shrinking back to its regular normal size, and in that a lot of blood comes out of you, more so than your regular monthly period. It's a lot of blood that comes out, and it doesn't hurt or anything. It's obviously just a regular sanitary pad will not cut it, really, no. And obviously, so I brought with me some what are they called, the specifically for after labour period pads and some extra large underwear. But with my extra large underpants, the top of them sat right on my cesarean scar. Didn't think of that one through, did I? Should have got even bigger. I think you need underpants to come up to like here, not just big ones. Don't just go up a couple of sizes. You need to get like the super big underpants, the ones you see on like market stores where they're like up to your chin. You know, those are the kind of ones you need. I didn't think about that, so that's something to keep in mind. If you have a cesarean, just regular underpants will probably, the line of your underpants probably sit on your scar, which obviously you don't want. And also, period pads. I didn't use any of the period pads in hospital because I used a Tenor Lady underpants instead, but I feel like having to change them on a regular basis wouldn't have been much fun. And also, that feeling you get when you stand up, when you're on your period, obviously, if you're wearing just a pad, you get that oh feeling sometimes, don't you? And I can imagine you'd get that, but more so after you've had a baby with just those sanitary pads. So I recommend Tenor Lady underpants. Oh my god, I swear by them. They're not in any stretch of the imagination good looking. They make you look like, well, you're wearing an adult nappy basically. They're not attractive. They're probably not good for the environment in any way, stretch or form, but what they do is the job. So yeah, I do recommend them. I lived in them for about a week and a half after I had the baby. I'm not sure if it's true. I've heard that if you have a cesarean you bleed more. Obviously, as someone who had a cesarean and I've only had 1 child, I don't know. So that could be a thing, but yeah, so I would definitely do recommend the Tenor Lady underpants. They were a godsend. The third thing I recommend, which isn't something to pack in a hospital bag, it is an app, and it is called the Freya app. During my pregnancy I did hypnobirthing, kind of. I didn't do the best job at hypnobirthing because I'm lazy and I didn't do as much as I should have done. But anyway, the hypnobirthing course I did, it was from the Positive Birth Company. It's an online course. It cost about £40, I think, which I thought was great, and I could sit at home and watch all the videos and what have you. But along with the Positive Birth Company, Siobhan, who is the founder, also created the Freya app, which is a counting app. So one thing the hypnobirthing teaches you to do is how to breathe when you're in labour, which I found amazingly helpful. And honestly, gas and air and this breathing with this app worked a treat for me. The reason I had to have a cesarean in the end is because the baby hadn't moved. Basically, he was just, you know, he wasn't going anywhere, and I was just like, I'm not going to be able to do this for another 18 hours, not a chance. So just give me a cesarean, please. And that's how I had a cesarean. But the Freya app, I think, was an actual godsend. Just the way basically the Freya app, she counts you through your breaths. So you breathe in for 4 and out for 8. I can't remember it now, but it was very useful. So it's just a way to control yourself. And so I do really recommend the Freya app for labour. Again, it's an app you pay, I think it's £4.99 for the app, or £3. I don't know, but yes, recommend that. And along with that, I recommend headphones, simply because, well, actually for 2 reasons. One, because you put them on and you can blank out anything else that's going on around you. 2, when you have to hit the app, it will count with you, you know, while you breathe, and your birth partner may get a bit fed up with having to listen to 1, 2, 3, 4, and also some music comes along with the app as well, and some other positive affirmations and things like that, which I would prefer to listen to in headphones in my own mind and not have it out loud getting lost in the beeps and stuff of hospital rooms. Also, people like to listen to music in labour. I had created 2 whole playlists on Spotify for my labour. I didn't listen to either of them. I'd spent so much time researching and googling good songs to listen to when you're in labour, and I had an extensive playlist, and I didn't listen to any music. All I did was listen to this Freya app, you know. So yeah, but so headphones, and I recommend, if you have noise cancelling ones, then great. Otherwise, just get over the head ones. You don't want to be faffing about with white earbuds getting lost in places or tangling of cables. Don't worry about that rubbish. I would recommend, if you have any cordless ones, that's probably good as well, so you haven't got a cable running around. But either way, over the head headphones are definitely a must. Next thing I recommend to bring is snacks. At the beginning of labour, you're at home. When you go into hospital, you may not be able to eat if you're induced, but if you're not induced, you can eat. I have brought cereal bars with me. I brought quite a lot of them. I probably ate half of one because I remember eating one and I had a contraction, and I was just literally like, get this thing out of my mouth. I can't focus on breathing with this dry cereal bar in my mouth. So in the end I didn't really eat any, but the reason I recommend them is for after labour. You will be hungry and you will want to eat something quickly, and obviously hospitals will give you food, 3 meals, whatever it is, but apart from that, they don't give you anything. And if you just had a baby, you need to eat food, you need to get your energy up, so bring snacks with you. Also, your birth partner will need to eat as well, so make sure they bring food for themselves. Sean made a whole picnic for himself. Bring a cooler bag and just shove snacks in there. We cooked some sausage rolls, and obviously vegan ones. We cooked some sausage rolls, made some sandwiches, cereal bars obviously. What else did we bring? Crisps, I think. Literally just bring a whole picnic amount of food with you. Put it in a cooler bag, and then, you know, you can graze on it if you fancy eating. Your other half can do it. Just bring food. It doesn't matter. You put it in a bag in the corner. Okay? Do it. Something that I didn't bring with me, which I wish I had done, is a nightie or a big shirt. Basically, when you've had a baby, you need something to wear the next day, and I didn't really think that through properly. So I was literally just wearing my Tenor Lady underpants and a big t-shirt, and I think I would have preferred to have some sort of nursing top Obviously midwives are looking after, you know, new mums endlessly, so they don't care. They see all your bits, all your boobs, they don't give a damn. So giving, you know, whipping up my top to breastfeed with the midwife there doesn't really bother you, or didn't bother me. But I wish I brought some kind of nursing top, especially if it gets, when in the colder months, you're going to want to bring, like, you don't want to be sleeping topless or anything because you're going to be cold. So make sure you have clothes for the next day. Baggy clothes, clothes that you don't mind getting a bit, you know, dirty if you bleed into them, or sweat, or what have you, vomit from the baby. Just bring clothes for the next day that you know, comfortable clothes that don't sit on your cesarean line if you have a cesarean. Yeah. That's what I recommend for there. And then another thing, which may, again, you may not need this time of year, but might also, depends on the person. We, obviously, Ellis, my son, was born in August, in the summer, so we brought a fan with us. Depends where you're around the world, obviously, but in England, as far as I'm aware, hospitals don't have air conditioning, and the hospital I was at, they didn't provide any kind of fan or anything like that, so it was needed. We had a tower fan, it sat in the corner and was very, very, very useful because it was hot in there. On the back of that, an extension cord. Make sure you bring one of those because obviously plug sockets are wherever they are in the room, and so if you want a fan in a particular place you need an extension cord. Obviously be careful of random cables flapping around the room, you don't want to trip anyone up, but yes, extension cord with a fan. Also extension cord is good for charging phones and things, but yes, I do recommend a fan, even if you're having the baby in winter. I think you never know how hot you might get in labour, and if your room hasn't got any sort of air conditioning or fan itself, being hot in labour must be horrible. So bring some kind of cooling device, I do recommend it. And then along with that, I do recommend bringing a face mist. This is a really random one. I had a rejuvenating face mist from Superdrug, and it was literally like every so often I'd just spray my face with this mist, just because why not? You can get the water mist as well, which I think people do use. I guess that comes under the bracket of being very hot and you can spray your face to cool yourself down. I quite liked having a rejuvenating one from Superdrug, which was, I think it had like B vitamins in it or something, and I just spray it all over my face every so often. I don't know if it did anything, but it was moisturising and it made me feel a bit fresher. You know, after you've been in labour for a while, you start to feel a bit bleh. So having the nice little zhuzh up of a spraying of the face, you know, it helps me quite a lot. So you never know, it could be useful. Though again, it's not really like a necessity, but for me, I thought it was great. Now something that is a necessity, and if you are having a baby anytime soon, you don't have one of these, get on Amazon Prime now and buy one. Please do not go to hospital without one of these. And it is a water bottle with a straw in it. When I mean that, I mean one of these ones here, where the straw is attached to the water bottle. You don't want a straw flailing around by itself, you don't want to be unscrewing tops, you don't want to be drinking warm water from a plastic bottle. You literally want to have water in a metal bottle with a straw attached that you just take a sip and can chuck it on the side and not worry about it leaking. Please make sure you have one of these water bottles, because I cannot even begin to imagine what a labour would be like without one of these water bottles. If you are thirsty and you have to be unscrewing water bottles or asking someone else to unscrew a water bottle for you when you're in the middle of a contraction or just finished a contraction or whatever, that is a faff. Please get yourself a water bottle with a straw attached to it, because honestly, when you're in labour, you just want to be able to just, ease of life is literally, you just want everything to be easy. The last thing you need to be worrying about is, you know, your water bottle leaking all over the bed or something. Just get a water bottle with a straw attached. And also, obviously, if you don't have a reusable water bottle, what are you doing? It's 2019. You don't need to be buying plastic water bottles. Get a reusable one and fill it up. Okay, good. The next thing is slippers. You can, I guess you probably can walk around a hospital barefoot, but I don't know if you'd want to. So I recommend bringing slippers with you. More for after the birth than during labour. Well, I guess you could actually during labour. During labour, just wearing socks, which I guess say bring fluffy socks for during labour, because your feet do get cold. I think, again, I was a cesarean, so I was numb from the waist down obviously when that was done, but I think if you are pushing, your blood obviously is all focused on where it needs to be, which is in the stomach area, and so I think you can get very cold feet during the pushing stage of labour. So do bring big fluffy socks for that part. But yeah, I recommend slippers obviously for the ward afterwards, and obviously I didn't bring these, which I should have done because it's gross, flip-flops for showers after you've had the baby. I completely forgot that, and so I had to have a barefoot shower in the, you know, communal shower. Obviously not very nice, but you got to do what you got to do. You need a shower. But yes, flip-flops and slippers, bring them. And obviously the most obvious thing to bring to hospital with you, which me and Sean did not bring, is enough nappies and wipes with you. We brought enough nappies, so we brought a whole pack of like 24 nappies, because what's the point of, if you get a pack of 24, just bring the whole pack. Don't worry about taking any out, just bring the whole pack. We didn't bring enough wipes with us. I don't know what we were thinking. I just thought that will do. Babies don't need to be wiped down much, do they, for pooping and weeing. Ellis pooped 4 times on his first night with us, and we didn't have enough wipes for that, because if you didn't know, the first poo a baby does is like, it's a bit like tar. It's obviously, you know, everything leaving their system from when they've been inside, and it's really sticky and really thick, and so we needed wipes. And I asked the hospital, do you have any wipes, because we've run out, and she said no. So that was helpful. So in the end we had to sort of like, they were lucky there was a shop on site so we could get some. But yeah, my hospital didn't provide anything for us in that sense. Your hospital may do, but just be warned, bring the stuff you need. Don't rely on the hospital to give you stuff, because not always possible. And I think that is it for things that were my must-haves. I'm sure there's more things that I could have written down to bring, but these are things I think that my labour, if I was to go through it all again in the future, these are things I would definitely be bringing with me, because they made my labour easier, I guess. I mean, obviously labour is not easy because you're squeezing a person out of you, but these things I think were very, very, very useful and beneficial for my labour, and obviously afterwards. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I promise I will be back more regularly soon. Hopefully my child starts sleeping more during the day, and then I can get crack on with videos and editing and all sorts. But until then, I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe and all that stuff. And like I said before, anything you think I've forgotten, or anything you think would be beneficial for someone having a baby, they should bring to hospital with them, put it in the comments below, because why not? Okay, see you next time. Goodbye.